Okay, good afternoon everyone, it's Liam Ryan here, co-founder of Assets for Life, and just tuning in with you this afternoon to have a conversation and chat about not overexposing yourself in one particular property strategy. You know, I see many people in property, they decide they're going to do, say, rent-to-rent serviced accommodation, or they're going to go and buy HMOs using investor funds or their own funds. And, you know, these strategies are all absolutely fantastic. And then what I see a lot of people doing is they go absolutely crazy in, say, one area, and then they overexpose themselves, and then there may be a slight change in the law, or perhaps they've got more issues with tenants than they bargained for, or perhaps there's an over supply of multi-let rooms in that particular area. And what can happen is that your portfolio can start to suffer. Now, I'm all about going big, but what I believe in business and in property, and when you become a professional investor, what I believe is that you should have a diverse portfolio. And in property, you know, we do many different things. We do multi-lets using investor funds and our own funds. We do some rent-to-rent deals and serviced accommodation, land development and commercial conversions. And over the course of the last 3 years, we have diversified into other areas. So we're not overcommitted in one area. If something does change or the market changes, then the rest of the portfolio should be able to prop up any losses or any issues that we have. And this way we're keeping on top of our A game, and we're generating cash flow through our own funds and our investor funds, and also we're generating big lumps of cash through land development and commercial conversions. Now, a couple of things that you need to be aware. You cannot go and do all of the strategies at the very beginning. You'd go literally insane. Like, you can't do deal packaging and SA rent to rent and multi-lets and land and commercial conversions and lease options and single lets. Like, as much as you want to do everything in property, trust me, at the very beginning, I tried to do a lot of different strategies, and for the first 6-8 weeks, I was running around like a headless chicken. So like I always teach, you have to get laser focused on what we call your 80%, your primary strategy. You know, where are you going to spend 80% of your time focusing on your property business, and then 20% of your time have focused on a secondary strategy, just burning in the background, where you're doing some research, some development, you're checking out some deals, you're building relationships with agents. But what you've got to do is put literally 80% of your focus on your primary strategy. And unless you give it 80%, you're not going to get that strategy up and running. And what happens is, because I see it a lot, people go, oh, that's shit, that strategy. That rent-to-rent SA doesn't work. Or commercial conversions, oh, that's far too difficult. Everyone's doing commercial conversions. And then you start believing your BS. And then you just think nothing works. But the reality is, you've been trying to do too many things. You haven't got laser focused. So we say, or I say, get laser focused on your primary strategy. Build that portfolio to a level where you are replacing your income, or you've done a couple of bigger deals and you've made some money, depending on what your 80% is. You know, there's no written rule that your 80% has to be single lets or rent to rent or land development to start with. You can choose any strategy, but as long as you then put 80% of your time and effort into making it a success. Once you've made it a success, and let's say you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 deals under your belt, I would highly recommend at that point that you start bringing in your 20% as your main 80%, and then you can bring in a new strategy. And what's going to happen over the next few years, just like it's happened to me and all of us at Assets for Life, is that you will build a diverse, strong property portfolio using none of your own money, and something that should weather any storm that is potentially around the corner. Because like any business, any sector, any industry, there's going to be ups and downs in property, and that's why I believe you should have a diverse property portfolio. So for us, when I started, we got involved with multi-let properties using investor funds. Then we moved on to land development. Then we continued to do a few more multi-lets. Then we moved into commercial conversions. We had a little look at some rent-to-rent and SA deals just to diversify. And I would say now that our main 80%, because we personally feel we've got enough multi-lets at the moment, like we don't want to overexpose ourselves. We now feel that our main 80% strategy is commercial conversions and land development deals. That's where we're at. And then obviously more my 80%, because that's more Jay, more my 80% is, training and mentoring and, social media and branding and vision and strategy and raising lots of joint venture finance. Because when you start raising lots of joint venture finance, you can start doing no money down deals. You can start making hundreds of thousands of pounds using other people's money. It's absolutely freaking amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to shoot that today because I've been thinking about it the last 24 hours, and me and Jay had a chat yesterday walking up from one of our commercial conversions up to a restaurant to meet one of our investors and mentees, and we were talking about risk versus reward. We were talking about the market, how big shall we go, what level do we want to go at. And for us, in terms of development, I can't believe I'm saying this, because like 3 years ago I couldn't imagine doing stuff like this. For us, we don't want to go more than £10 million GDV, gross development value, on the land development and commercial conversions we're doing. So we're very close at exchanging on a 14 unit new build development. I can't give the location away yet, but it's anyway, yeah. So we've got that coming up. GDV on that is about 6.5 million quid. That's nice GDV. It's only 14 units. We'll be in and out of the deal in about 15 months. Piece of, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, that's where we're at. Diversification is key. Don't overexpose yourself in one area, but get focused on one area, make it successful, earn some money, and then move into another strategy. I'm about to go into my office, meet the team. I've had a really good day today. I'm about to go into the office, meet the team, and load up the car, because at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning I will be heading down to the Property Millionaires Bootcamp. We've got our three-day event this weekend, where we're going to be training in the region of 70 property investors, developers, entrepreneurs, business owners to get into property, go to that next level. It is a very high level business and property event. It's for 3 days. I'm super excited. We're going to make some new connections. I'm sure I'll raise some joint venture finance. We'll be bringing on some new partners. We'll be helping people in their journey. And above everything else, we're going to have a lot of fun this weekend. It's going to be really enjoyable. We're going to have some breakthrough moments. So I'm going to load the car up in a few minutes. Stay tuned, because I will be doing some amazing content videos over the next few days. See you later.